Hello YouTube, it's Christine with Souls Rising, jumping on with some oracle messages. This message is for Cancer. So if you have Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising sign, stick around for your messages. These are timeless messages, so whenever this makes its way to you, it is the right time for you to hear it. And these are collective messages, so of course take what resonates and leave the rest. Some of it will apply and some of it won't, since it is a message for a group of people instead of just a private reading. If you want a private reading, check the link to my website below and you'll find all the details there on how to schedule one. And let's jump in. So let me pull some oracle cards for my Cancers out there and see what you guys need to know at this time. Whoa, they're jumping out. All right, Cancer. So I'll show you the cards that popped out. The first card we have is the Spirit Guardian of Winter Retreat, followed by the Earth Spirit Stability, Hummingbird Spirit Joy. It's a beautiful card. And then Bluebell Fairy Gratitude. All right. And so the very first thing the Spirit was showing me with this, especially with this retreat card and the stability card, these first two that popped out, is that I feel like a lot of my Cancers are going through sort of a lull period right now, energetically speaking, where your focus really needs to be on the home. And ultimately, I don't feel like this is a sign that struggles with that. But for some reason, at this time, Spirit's really highlighting a need to regroup and kind of get reorganized around your space, around your home life, family. And ultimately, with this Earth Spirit card coming out, I do feel that this is about a need to get some grounding beneath you and a need to get some structure set in place and stability that's going to support activity that's coming down the road in the future for you guys. So it could be that you're sort of in this place where you're on the verge of moving into a busier season of life, but right now there's a little downtime. And I feel you guys are meant to use this downtime to sort of put your metaphorical house in order. This is the time to start laying the foundation for things, starting to get things, in place, get organized. It's a great time to clean out the cupboards, sweep the floors, clean up the garage, that kind of stuff, in the physical, but also from, more of an emotional standpoint. This is a great time to give yourself a little time and space to recuperate, to really get grounded in who you are, to take a little time out for yourself. This is a card of retreat, which can mean kind of pulling our resources back within and taking a little time out for ourselves. So some of my Cancers, you might feel, I know it's kind of weird, this is Winter Spirit, and we're talking about summertime when this message is coming out, but some of you guys might almost feel like you need a little bit of a hibernation at this point in time, or almost wanting to just stay home a little bit more than normal. And if you are feeling that urge right now, honor it, because I kind of feel like that is the message that's coming through for you guys. It's like, I keep hearing the word regroup. There's like a need to regroup, okay? And get things together, get things in order. Ultimately, I feel like doing that is going to open the door for things to run more smoothly in the end of the summer and the fall winter months that we have coming up ahead with 2024. Now, we have Hummingbird Spirit Joy. Now, this is a great card in this deck. It's a happy card. And ultimately, I do feel like there's some really positive things ahead for my Cancers. But this card to me is really giving me that energy of like a flutter of activity, of like some good things starting to happen and things starting to really manifest and take off. And maybe you even have some exciting plans, for the summer season ahead. But you want to take a little time right now to rest before that hits, because otherwise you're gonna really be, I feel like, exhausted. So, or you might just not have the stamina to keep up with it. And then we have this energy of gratitude. Again, I get that flurry of activity coming in. So this could be sort of the calm before the storm, the chance to rest before things get really crazy busy for you guys. Also, I feel like you're going to be glad that you took the time to set things in order, to get organized, to get your house cleaned and organized. You're going to be grateful that you did that down the road. So there may be also some things coming. Maybe you don't have plans, but there's some things coming around the pike here that are going to go smoother for you if everything is sort of in place. Now, this can also mean just getting yourself in order. I talked a little bit about, energetically taking that time out for yourself and to focus on yourself. And this can also mean just taking time for your own wellness, to focus on, diet, exercise, routines, getting like good routines in place that will support you in the months to come. Maybe some of you have kids who are home for the summer and you don't want to lose some of that structure because it'll be harder to get it back in place when the school year hits again. And we all know as parents that time in the summer goes really quick and we're right back to school time again. So I do feel like there's a sense of wanting to get things in place, okay, and to have things organized and structured right now being really highlighted by spirit. So let's jump into the tarot and just get a little deeper into this and what this really all means for my Cancers out there. All right, Cancer. So I'm going to show you the cards that came out here. I'm going to start with the first group and then we'll move into the second group because they kind of came out in two distinct patterns. And I read them the way that they come out intuitively for me, the light cards together. So the first grouping that came out was I have the Seven of Air, which is like the Seven of Swords, and then we have the Three of Air, Three of Swords, followed by the Tower. Okay, so some pretty intense energy there. I do feel like this is past energy or recent past energy though, Cancer. I don't think that this is what is in the near future. And then we have Seven of Earth, which is the Seven of Pentacles, and the Knight of Air, which is the Knight of Swords, fast movement, moving on. Okay. So with this, I do feel that a lot of you who are watching this video, who were called to watch this video right now, I believe are coming out of a very difficult cycle. Okay. So for some of you, this won't be everybody, but some of you may have actually lost a loved one or experienced a personal or family tragedy recently that sort of rocked the boat or left you feeling really shaken or uncertain. For others of you, this may just be a really difficult or harrowing experience that you've been going through for the last few months, or maybe even for the past year. This may have been going on a little longer for some who are watching this. But whatever this is, I feel like it's really shaken you off your foundation or shaken you up to the point where you need this regrouping that I was mentioning, this need to regroup, to really come back to center. And for some of you, I'm hearing to come back to who you really are. So some of you, the changes that have been unfolding in your life recently may have really caused you to question or doubt your own sense of self or your own sense of personal safety, security, your sense of who you are. And there's a need to really feel that sense of something solid beneath your feet once again, to start to feel a sense of security and safety again in the world and in your life, so that you can move forward into a better place. Now, ultimately, I do feel that my Cancers are moving out of this storm and into something better, okay? We had the cards that were coming up future-oriented for me in the Oracle was the hummingbird spirit, which is joy. That's positive energy. And while I get flurry of activity, I do feel it's positive activity, especially followed by gratitude. I mean, this girl is so filled with joy that she's floating above the earth, right? So this is a lot of positive energy for this reading. So I do feel you guys are moving into something better. And the second grouping of tarot cards that came out for you guys kicks right off with the King of Fire, which is the King of Wands, the Four of Fire, which is the Four of Wands, which is a great card of happiness and contentment. With the Five of Fire on its side, which is a transitional energy for me, and I felt like this is actually what is going out, is this sense of confusion, frustration, feeling blocked from the things that you've been trying to accomplish or achieve. And then that was followed right away by the Page of Earth, which is a Page of Pentacles, the Three of Fire or the Three of Wands, which is ships coming in, incoming positive news, positive energy, and the King of Cups, which is, again, fulfillment and emotion, but ultimately I feel like this is positive and fulfillment, positivity and fulfillment and hope. I really feel like there's some energy of hope around this card too, coming back in for you guys. So, just finally feeling good again, leaving this energy behind and coming into a sense of feeling more happy, more fulfilled, more positive about your situation. So let's delve a little bit more into this. I want to pull a couple more cards here for the first grouping because I feel like there's a little bit more to this for you guys. Oops. Yeah, so my Cancers who've really been through it, ultimately what this comes down to is that you need to come into a space of more trust and come back into a sense of trusting that your wishes can come true, that you can come back into a space of happiness again. Whatever the situation is, I keep hearing for a lot of you, it's caused you to doubt yourself or to doubt the life you thought you knew. So some type of a foundation really got shaken up with this Tower card for my Cancers. And, it's interesting. So I went to pull more cards and I accidentally picked up the Oracle card deck instead of the Tarot deck, but a card immediately flew out. And so rather than put it back and just go to the Tarot, I just kept it out. And that was this Trust card, this Crystal Cave. And it felt really fitting to this reading. It's like you guys are being asked to trust in the divine and to trust what is unfolding, even if it's confusing right now or you're not totally sure of it. And then followed by the Nine of Water when I went to the Tarot. Again, this is that sense of wish fulfillment, but it's also like believing in magic again, believing that good things can come into you. She's blowing on that dandelion, making a wish and trusting, with this angel feather, trusting that the angels will deliver and that things are gonna get better from here. So I really feel like there's a deep message for my Cancers of needing to stay hopeful right now about the future. And I feel like kind of some of you are licking your wounds. I just got this picture in my head from Spirit of like almost like licking your wounds after a fight or licking your wounds after really going through it, kind of life kind of tossing you a curveball and you're just having to get reoriented to kind of get your bearings back a little bit. So with this Seven of Earth and the Knight of Air that popped out, I do feel like you're on the brink of a breakthrough with this. You're on the brink of moving forward, or you're about ready to move forward. And that when you do, that actually can happen pretty quickly. So this situation is about to be rectified. It's about to launch forward. You're in this like liminal state between this lull period of just sort of the aftermath of some sort of shakeup, but not quite into the next phase of life yet, which is coming in, and it's coming fast with that Knight of Swords energy. And we have that King of Fire and Four of Fire, and I really feel like this is rebuilding. The Four of Fire can be the card of home. We had that home showing up, in our Spirit Guardian of Winter card, and kind of creating stability in the home space again, both in the self and the identity, but also the physical home, the family environment, right? And the King of Wands, he's secure. He feels good about what he is building. He's standing there on this card, in front of this beautiful blossoming, cherry blossom tree, and it's all full of life, and he's not worried at all. And I feel like this is the energy that is coming in for you guys. This is what's coming up in the near future. So it's really a good time to just plant those seeds, right, for what you want next. And I do feel like that's part of what the Seven of Earth is here saying is, trust in where you're going next. Trust the next phase of the journey. Even if you had to go through a lot to get here, it's gonna get better. Things are going to start getting brighter for you again. And some of the confusion that you're feeling maybe at the moment about what you just went through is gonna clear up. You're gonna start to feel better mentally and emotionally. I really feel like whatever this is that happened to you guys, it's like just really threw you for a loop, really has you almost like looking like to the sky, like God, like why God, why? And know that you're in this little period of time now that is meant for some healing to happen. I feel like you guys are getting a little cove of time, a little carve out of time here to get reoriented once again, to kind of pull back to center and regroup, and ultimately to bring you through this hard time and set you up for something better to come in. With the Page of Earth, this is like good news. The Page of Earth, that is, earthly based resources. So this, I feel like, is something coming to help restore stability again, opportunity, maybe some financial support coming in, or something in the physical that allows you to see that things are moving forward and in a better direction, with the Three of Wands showing up here, right? The Three of Fire in this deck. And I hear chapters closing, okay? So it's like something's coming that's going to show you that the chapter is really truly closing on this old cycle that you just wrapped up. And I do feel like you guys are really done with it. You don't want to repeat that cycle. You really need hope right now. You really need something positive to come in for you and to restore you, to feel this deep sense of fulfillment again. And I hear, know that it's coming. Know that it's coming. I want to pull a few more cards for my Cancers. Let's get a little more clarity with the tarot, please, Spirit. Yeah, you guys really have to work on foundations right now. Get back to basics, okay? Rebuilding that foundation for yourself. We have King of Earth showing up. You guys really need some stability to come back in, and you may have to build it, or you may be in the process of rebuilding it if it's been shaken, okay? If the ground was shaken. Sometimes this happens through divorce. Sometimes it can happen through job loss of a loved one, or just unexpected surprises that can happen to the family or to ourselves. And it could be unexpected illness for some. But it's time now to get back to what really matters and really focus on the day-to-day activities, getting security again, getting stable again, because you guys have been really through it. Ten of Wands, I feel like this is where my Cancers have been at, is just really exhausted, okay? I do feel, though, you guys are on the other side of whatever this is. So maybe you don't quite feel like it yet. Maybe you're still kind of in this energy a little bit, but know that that is coming to an end. You're at a crossroads. I really feel you guys are coming to the crossroads of this, and it's moving out. So, but you need rest. That's what that retreat card was all about. You need a little rest because you're really stuck. You came out of it in this kind of energy, right? Depleted, exhausted, just mentally, physically, emotionally wiped out, I feel like. So whatever it is that's been just draining your energy, Cancer, it's time to get it back and let yourself rebuild. So maybe you need to take a time out right now. Maybe you need a vacation. I mean, it's summertime, right? Maybe some of you just really need that vacation and need to make it happen, even if it's, you know, a staycation or just a weekend at home to rest. Sometimes that can be so restorative. You know, we can get so exhausted and we just keep going and going. And if you don't stop and take care of yourself, then things can really, you know, just kind of go downhill. So there is this need to kind of get things back in order, to get grounded again. You know, time outside and in nature is fantastic. If you are looking to travel, you know, make sure you go somewhere where you're going to be able to have some good outdoor time, even if it's just sitting in a chair and soaking in the sunshine for a bit. Because, and you can do this in your backyard too, guys. This doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Go to the park, whatever it takes. But that energy of nature is so deeply grounding. And I do feel like you guys, there's a strong energy here of you needing to get regrounded. And I feel like that is both probably physically grounded, needing to be grounded, but also metaphorically grounded, that just kind of coming back to center, kind of getting your roots beneath you again, kind of that regrouping energy that I was picking up on before, getting all your ducks in a row, getting the house in order, figuring some things out, laying down the plan for how you're going to move forward. And then we have the world, which is cycle completion. So again, this is validation of what I was getting before, that this old, painful, yucky cycle, this thing that came in with the 7 of air and the 3 of air and the Tower is done and over with, you guys. Because this is like betrayal, loss, grief, pain. This can be loss of resources as well, or almost theft of resources, or feeling like something was taken from you or stolen from you, or maybe you thought it was okay, thought a situation was all right, and then here somebody was sneaking around or manipulating behind the scenes, and it left you really exhausted, depleted, and really kind of changed things for, you know, in a dramatic way. And I do feel like ultimately this was sort of a negative experience to go through with all of these cards coming out together like this. This Tower doesn't feel like it was the best experience to go through. But ultimately, these things aren't an accident, right? You know, sometimes we go through really painful things in order to show us where there's a need for growth or change. And I do feel like there is change coming that is really good for you guys. So let's just pull a few more cards for the future. What do my Cancers need to know about what is coming in next for them? Yeah, this is the new beginning you guys have been waiting for, and I feel like praying for as well. All right, that's all that's coming out. So we have the Dreamer, which is the Fool in the traditional tarot. It is the new beginning. Look at this beautiful little girl, all excited, chasing that butterfly. We got a puppy and an angel. This is a really great card of hope and joy being restored to your life. Look at all that beautiful light. I'm really being pulled by spirit to the light shining behind this angel and this little girl. It's like, this is the light coming back into your life now. That's what's ahead. So this dark period that you guys have been going through, this difficult time that I feel like it's been really stressful, is moving out. The light is coming back in finally after a really difficult struggle. And 9 of Fire, 9 of Wands, it's been really hard, but you're still here, okay? You guys are resilient. You're standing strong, even though you're tired, even though you're exhausted, even though you need a little time to regroup and get it together again. You're going to get there. Also, for some of you, these two cards together can mean that this is the new beginning you've been waiting for. So if you've been waiting for a change to come and just been exhausted, maybe because it's been taking so long to get this stability back in your life, and you've just been working and working and working and just rubbing like two pennies together and can't make it meet, can't get there. It's changing. It's shifting. We're going to get it. We're going to get there. Finally, right? Because 9 of Wands can also be like a waiting energy. It can be like, you know, you've waited for something so long, you've been fighting against something for so long and struggling through it for such a long time, that you're just worn out, right? But know that we have cycle. Look, we got the world and the Fool. So this old cycle is wrapping and the new one is beginning. And ultimately, this new cycle is beautiful for you guys. It's bringing in something that you've been waiting for, something really good finally showing up. I want to just pull a couple more cards for that. You know, we have this Page of Earth and Three of Wands here. So I just want to pull a couple more cards to clarify those. What is coming in with this? You know, what are our ships bringing? What is this Three of Fire bringing to my Cancers? I feel like you guys, you know, with that Seven of Air and Three of Air, you know, I talked about betrayal energy a little bit. And we have Seven of Cups showing up here with the Page of Fire. And I'm really getting a sense of this being, starting to come back into your sense of personal power after a period of disillusionment or a period of discovering that something, is either a situation or a person, was not what you thought it was. Okay. So some of you may have be coming out of a situation where you feel like you were duped, or you feel like you were fooled by someone, or you thought something was going to turn out one way and then it totally goes the opposite direction. And you're maybe left scratching your head wondering, where did I go wrong? Like, how did this all fall apart? Please know that whatever this was that was destroyed with the Tower, whatever it was that was torn down or torn asunder, like, wasn't meant for you, okay? You know, with the Seven of Cups showing up here, you know, it may have been a false start, maybe a door opened, but it wasn't really the right door for you. And so it got shut on you again. Something fell apart, but I don't feel like you ultimately lost anything. It's gonna make itself clear in the future that you didn't lose anything of value. Ultimately, what's coming back in is gonna be better. And we have that followed by the Six of Earth. Okay, windfall, abundance, give and take in a more balanced way. So maybe some of you had somebody in your life that you thought was the one, that you thought they were wonderful, and they stole from you. You know, they broke your heart. And now that the illusion spell is broken, you can come back into power again. You're getting to the other side of it. And now you can find a relationship that's more balanced, where there is give and take. And ultimately, I feel like with this Two of Air, this is that crossroads energy I was picking up on earlier. I'm not surprised this card popped out, but I feel that this is you now knowing what road you're taking. There's clarity, there's understanding. You know, the one path here is lit, you know, by the light. It's shining on it. That one sword is just shining and calling this person to it. You were looking maybe at going down one path, and now you're being called to something else, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, this detour is happening for you, and I think you're soon going to see it. So whatever this shakeup was, or breakup, or whatever this was that kind of went off the rails or went sideways, that you're in the process of recuperating from, know that it's actually been a redirection. It is taking you somewhere so much better, and you're soon gonna be seeing evidence of this showing up in your life, in your physical life. You know, some type of either communication or evidence that just says, hey, you know, a sign that lets you know, like, I made the right decision here. Or, you know, that thing that I was so broken up about it ending, actually that was a blessing in disguise. That was actually maybe the universe acting on my behalf. You know, maybe it wouldn't have worked out the way I thought it was going to anyway. And then ships coming in. There's no better energy than that. It's like that new beginning on its way. I do feel it's already on its way, guys. So don't give up. You know, if you're still kind of feeling, you know, in that Ten of Wands energy, or maybe you're still kind of in the Nine of Wands, you know, exhausted but still standing strong. It's coming to an end, and you're being given an opportunity right now, I feel, for most of my Cancers to get a little time to recover, to recuperate. So make sure that you take that time, you guys. You know, sometimes, you know, we can put too much effort and energy into looking like I got this, but really we're falling apart inside. So if that's you, give yourself permission to take a little load off, to take some time just for yourself. And even if it's just, you know, a day off, to tend to your own needs right now. I think it's going to do a lot for you guys and really kind of help you come back to center and feel refreshed and ready for this new energy to come in. And ultimately this new energy is a breath of fresh air, and it's bringing joy, and it's bringing in freshness and light. And I think you're gonna, in the end, be really grateful, you know, that you made it through this cycle, that you got to the other side. I also think you're going to be really grateful that you took a little time to get things in order. So for some of you where this is just about, you know, needing to get, you know, the house in order, needing to just get all the puzzle pieces organized here of your life so that things can run more smoothly, this is you feeling really glad and happy that you did that when you had the opportunity to, because it ultimately just makes everything flow so much better. So Cancer, these are your messages. I hope that they find you well. Take care, guys. I will be back with more messages in a few weeks.